So I'm very interested in seeing what the second one has to offer, The Unexpected Visitor. I think I might have to watch a summary. Merry Christmas. I'm going to be reading the ebook. I have it right here. So we still have about 27 series left. Hi fairies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fifi. It's so nice to have you here. I hope you stay a while. In this video, we are going to try to finish some series that I am in the middle of before the year ends. Okay, so we are kind of in a race against time. Let's get into it. The first book we are going to be tackling is Crooked Kingdom. This is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. I read Six of Crows by Libardugo last year. I believe it was around this time as well, and I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I found it a little bit underwhelming, especially at the end. I just didn't feel like it was as good as people say that it is. I personally do like Lee Bardugo's writing and her world, and I enjoyed the Grisha verse in general. I read the Shadow and Bone trilogy last year. I liked that a lot, but yeah, I didn't find this one as good and great as everyone said that it was, but I did enjoy it. So I'm very interested in seeing what the second one has to offer, because where we left off in the first book, things were kind of in disarray, things did not go as planned. I obviously cannot tell you what the second book is about, because truly I don't even know what it would be about. But this duology essentially is following this group of 6, young children. They are children, but like they do a lot of very adult things, in my opinion. They are all very poor and troubled, and they come together to pull off this heist that nobody has ever thought to pull off. This particular rich guy enlists them to pull off this heist where they have to take a particular person from this very high security prison. And yeah, obviously things don't go to plan, things really fall apart, and I'm interested in seeing what the second book has to offer. So we're just going to get right into it. Honestly, there's no time to be wasted. I'm going to be reading the ebook. I have it right here on my iPad, and yeah, I'll just start it and let you guys know how I feel when I get a little bit into it. Okay, so one chapter in, we just got the POV of a character that I'm not sure was in the first book, and I don't know who he is, to be honest. I have no idea what's going on. I can't lie. I think I might have to watch a summary of the first book, Six of Crows, because I can't remember too much. Okay, so I guess that's very telling on how I felt about that book. But yeah, now we have Wyland's POV, chapter 2, and I do remember Wyland. He's like kind of one of the catalysts of this whole situation. So yeah, I guess I would say I'm intrigued. The writing is a little more simplistic than I remember. So I don't know how to feel about it just yet, but I'm holding out hope that it will eventually be good. Okay. So I made it to part 2, A Killing Wind, which is chapter 5. Okay. I did watch an animated summary of the first book, so I have a better understanding of things and where we are right now. I understand the characters' motivations a little better now, and I remember them a little bit, and I appreciate that. So I am following now. It's very sad to think that these are literal kids. Like the oldest person in this group is Matthias, which is 18, I believe. Even Kaz, who is this like mastermind, fucked up leader person, is literally like 17, which is so freaking insane. Okay. And it's sad because all this is as a result of what they have been through. This duology and the Grisha verse in general tackles a lot of prejudice against people that are seemingly different. It tackles a lot of capitalism, tackles, privilege, and I am appreciating that. I'm also quite appreciating Lee Bardugo's writing because, like I said, it's very simplistic. Can't lie, it's a lot more simplistic than I remember from the first book. And at first, I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like that. And I don't love it, but I appreciate it. It's very easy to understand, very easy to get through. And then we get these like occasional hard hitting lines that put things in perspective, and I really really enjoy that. Like there's this particular one in chapter 4 that I highlighted. It's in Inaji's POV, and she says she did not tell herself she wasn't afraid. Long ago, after a bad fall, her father had explained that only fools were fearless. We meet fear, he said. We greet the unexpected visitor and listen to what he has to tell us. When fear arrives, something is about to happen. And I just love that because it definitely gives us a lot more perspective, not only about Inerji's home life with her father and her family, but it also tells us what she's feeling in this moment. And, it makes her seem very, very human because it shows that she is, in fact, afraid, even if she's this very amazing daredevil wraith who can scale walls and move about without being heard. She still occasionally gets scared when she is in complicated situations, and it also puts into perspective and reminds us that she is in fact still a child. So yeah, I'm really liking this so far. Not as much as I would love to, but it is pretty good. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading and I will let you guys know whatever happens. Hi babes, it's the next day. I have made it to part 4, which is called The Unexpected Visitor. We are entering chapter 17. Okay, so we're about, let's see, 48% into the book, and I am really liking it. I am quite liking it. Everything is just like all over the place, like so much is going on. These children are going through literally so much to try and protect themselves and save themselves essentially from these rich people that just want everything. They literally just want to have and take everything from everybody. And it's like, ugh, it's very disturbing, but also very real and reminiscent of what we see. In real life, it's crazy because this is the type of book that has you rooting for morally grey people. Okay, these people are not great people. Okay, they are doing some bad, harmful things. They are killing people, they are harming some people, but it feels like they are doing it for the greater good, and they do at the end of the day have good intentions, at least for the most part, and you just can't help but root for every single one of them. I also really love that we have now this found family situation between all of them, even though some people are like still very much resistant to the love that they very obviously share, like cars. You can tell that they all just love and care for each other so much. It is something that is expected when you are going through so much with this particular group of people. Obviously you will form a bond and a connection that exceeds what normal people would understand. I also really like the slight romance subplots that we have between two couples. Okay, one of them is like a sure thing, and then the other one is not quite sure. I'm trying to be vague because I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but yeah, it's really feeding me. Okay, I love when there's the slightest hint of a romantic subplot in a book that has a lot going on outside of it. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying this. I can't lie. I'm very much, tuned in. I find myself wanting to get back into it anytime that I'm not reading. So that is definitely a good sign. So I'll keep on reading and I will let you guys know what I'm thinking when I get a little bit further into it. I don't know honestly if I will update you before I finish the book, but yeah, I guess we'll see. The Driscoll gave their oath to Feather, but to their God as well. If they could be made to see miracles where once they'd seen abomination, what else might change? I have been made to protect you. His duty to his God, his duty to Nina. Maybe they were the same thing. Are you joking? Are you joking? Imagine a man saying his duty to you is the same as his duty to God. That's crazy. That's insane. I'm literally 80% into this book now. I have reached part 6, which is called Action and Echo. It's just so crazy because these are literal children that obviously had rough childhoods and went through so many traumatic situations that have led them to where they are now. It's insane because no matter what life has thrown at them, they are still fighting to do some sort of good and just make it out of this terrible place. And it's just sad, especially when you think about the fact that they are all literally minors, how they are literally taking down the upper echelon of this country, state, Ketadam. It's really cool and it's really insane and it's very interesting to follow. This whole book has been very interesting to follow. These characters, while they are all very much strong and resilient and avoidant, especially Kaz himself, who is the leader, you can tell that they are all still very real, with insecurities and going through mental issues and mental problems, things that debilitate them. And it's just very interesting and cool to see such representation in a book like this, especially a book that was written about like 10 years ago. So yeah, I'm really liking it. Like I said, we have 20% left, so I'm going to literally lay here and try and finish that right now. I'm kind of scared because obviously things are now coming to a head. We have reached what I think would be like the final fight, I guess you can call it. So I'm scared because I heard that the ending of this book is very sad. So I don't know. Are we all going to make it? I'm nervous. So, guys, I have in fact finished Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo, and in turn have finished the entire Six of Crows duology. I think I got like a clip of me reading some of the last few pages of this book, and yeah, it was definitely something. I mean, I knew that something had to happen. Like, there's no way all of them would scale through without any scars, I guess I would say, and any like huge hitches. I knew that something had to give. At the end of the day, they are not bulletproof, literally. If you know, you know, which is so sad. I'm trying to be vague, but yeah, it's kind of hard to. I really liked the book. I really did. I found the characters just so compelling and real and raw, and I just resonated with them so much, especially Inej and Nina, obviously the only two girls. I just had so much sympathy and empathy for them. Kaz as well, I just felt like he's so troubled and it's sad, but it's really nice that he has somebody that kind of grounds him. And even though they all kind of went their separate ways, I know that they will always be there for each other. If we were to somehow continue this series, it would be nice to see just what comes of all their lives eventually, and if things actually really work out for them in the future, because the book rounded off on a very good note and everybody went home relatively happy. but not really because yeah, something happened. But yeah, I like how we got that final chapter from Pekka's POV, and we saw how this high and mighty king of, Ketadam was basically brought down to this erratic, scared, you know, sad little man. It was very nice to see, very satisfying. The book itself was generally satisfying except for, that ending. And yeah, I really liked it. It didn't necessarily give me the feelings that I think it gave a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people just rave about this book, and I've seen a lot of people like fully sob their eyes out about the end. It was sad, but it didn't elicit like that kind of emotion from me. I don't know why necessarily. I think it has a little to do with the writing because at some point I did feel like the writing was pulling me out of the story, and I don't even know why. The writing, I can't lie, was not my favorite thing ever, and I will say that with the pacing, it was very much exciting from beginning to end. But there were some points where I was like, okay, let's hasten this up. I can see how a lot of people would find this quite repetitive with them trying and trying again to do this particular thing or to best this particular man. But I think it wasn't necessarily repetitive, it was realistic. It's really nice that the book kind of ended at the point where if it had continued on, then it would be, you know, repetitive. I think I'm going to settle on a 4.25 because it was definitely better than the first book, and I give the first book 4 stars, but it wasn't like the best thing ever, and I had some minor qualms with some of the writing and the pacing, I guess. So yeah, one series down. I'll let you guys know when we are starting another series. Hi, it's Christmas. Merry Christmas. So I actually have already started the next and final book that we are going to be reading in this video, Long Shadow by Olivia Atwater. This is the third book in the Regency Fairy Tales series by Olivia. I am a huge fan of this series, okay? I gave the first 2 books 5 stars. It is a cozy fantasy interconnected series following a couple of people in this world. It's set in Regency England and has the inclusion of a fae, okay, very traditional folklorian fae. I just love it so much. I think all the characters are constantly so endearing and cute and heartfelt and really just connect with me and resonate with me so much. So this particular one, Long Shadow, is following Abigail, who is the adopted daughter of the couple from the first book in the series, okay, Theodora and the Lord Sorcier. There's a number of things that happen in that first book that caused the couple to adopt all these children. I believe our main character in this book is now 18. We are following her as she's trying to basically figure out who killed a particular girl that is not necessarily her friend. She actually doesn't like her because the girl was, showcasing prejudice against her when she was alive. But she is trying to figure out who killed her and what happened. Just so it doesn't happen to anybody else. So we have that mystery element. And then I didn't realize this, but this actually is a queer book, a queer cozy fantasy romance. Okay, so the love interest is going to be a girl, and I think we have been introduced to her, and already it's just very very cute. I would say it's feeling not necessarily insta lovey, but like already our main character is feeling a type of way about this girl even if she doesn't really understand what she's feeling. So it makes sense and it is realistic, but I would have liked for them to form like a friendship before we got into all that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I love Atota's writing so much. I love the whole old English way of writing. It just speaks to me and I am having a good time. I think we're going to get a lot of found family in this book as we have in, the other books, and just a very cute romance. Okay, nothing too serious. I think this book so far is already a little bit more on serious than the last 2 books, but yeah. I'm excited to see how I feel about it by the end of it. So I'm going to keep reading and I will let you guys know whatever happens. I don't know if you can hear that, but there are fireworks going off. Cause like I said, it's Christmas, and I really think I need to like listen to a lot of Christmas music. It's not feeling like Christmas here. I don't know why. I think I'm going to watch a Christmas movie later in the evening. But as far as this book, I am still liking it. There's like an involvement of necromancy alongside the whole fairy situation, so it's very intriguing. I don't know. I already am like, I don't think I'm going to like it as much as the first two books, but with the second book, I didn't love it at first, and then like 60% into it, I was like, oh yeah, this eats. So maybe that would be the case with this one as well. I am hoping that it feels, you know, like a stronger read for me eventually. But yeah,
Whoville, the home of the Whos. Ask any Who, and they'll have this to say: there is no place like Whoville around.
This is what Christmas is all about. Don't you feel it? Merry Christmas! Thank you for dropping by.
I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to give you guys more updates in between, but I have in fact finished Long Shadow by Olivia Atomfa. This was a really, really good book. It was a solid end to this series. I love Atota's writing. I think she's such a great author, and I love how she's able to write so poetically and romantically and literally just immerse you in this beautiful world that she has created. Her writing just always feels so evocative. You are able to feel literally there with our characters in this England fairy, world. I really, really like that. I also like the characters. She is able to write such compelling and personable characters, and I really, really appreciate that. I love the inclusion of the other characters from the first two books. I also really liked the romance. I love that it was queer, but I will say that it felt a little bit too fast. Like a couple of days into meeting each other, our main character already was like, "Oh, I love her," and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe because the first two books were straight romances, the author felt like she had to like drive it home that this is really queer, and then it just started off a little too early for my liking. But I really did appreciate them. I thought they were very cute, very sweet, very personable people, and together they obviously had so much chemistry. I can't lie, our main character is supposed to be 18, but she did feel a little bit too juvenile. Maybe it's because this whole world is just so enchanting and mesmerizing and like magical, fantastical, that it just felt a little bit like childish, just a tad bit. All in all, I really, really enjoyed the book. I love the conversations about, human and bodily autonomy. I love the conversations about death and what it means to not succumb to death or not want to succumb to death and want to defy death. I also love the inclusion of transgender and non-conforming characters in this book. I thought it was very unique and very masterfully and craftfully done. I appreciated that a lot. I love the conversations about, slavery, I guess you can say. We also had a bit of that in the first book. I love that Atota seems to always include real world topics and problems, issues in these very fantastical books. It makes it all just that much more realistic and engaging, and I really, really like that. I think I'm going to settle on a 4-star for this book, which is a good rating, obviously a great rating. But because I gave the first 2 books 5 stars, this one felt a little bit like a disappointment. It was still really good and I still really enjoyed it. I just did not like it quite as much as the first 2, which makes me sad. But yeah, I still love Olivia Atota's writing. I'm still going to try and read more of her books, and I'm very much tuned in for whatever she plans to release next. And yeah, that's about it. We are now going to update the series tracker. Okay, I do have some series that I started that I need to actually update. The Balan Desert, I have read the 2 books that are out, so we're going to update that, as well as St. Clair's. I have now read 4 of the books. So let's go ahead. Where's 6 of Crows? Yep, I'm all done. Oh my god. Complete. Oh my god. Regency Fairy Tales. Where is that? Wait, hello. Isn't not here? Okay, complete. That makes me feel so happy. Those are literally the only 2 complete series in this list. So we still have about 27 series left for me to complete. Okay, like not that bad. Not that bad. I'm going to try and make more videos like this in the new year, so stay tuned. This was a really, really fun vlog. I'm really glad that I was able to finally, finish these 2 series that I have been putting on for a very long time. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what your thoughts are about them. Just talk to me down below. I love reading and replying comments. It's one of my favorite pastimes. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram if you want to be book besties or just besties in general. I would really love and appreciate that. But for now, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.